Greetings everybody, Lyra here. I am working on finishing up this board, putting Velcro stickers on it, and yeah, fun. But here we go. We've got 6 so far, and we're continuing forward. We have more of these spots to put on. More cards. The thing about the cards is when we put the Velcro spots on them, we can't shuffle it as well. But oh well, you know, your choice. I mean, I'm offering these game boards with the Velcro or without the Velcro, and we can have the cards with or without the Velcro on them as well. So it's up to you. I want to know your thoughts on how you'd like to play the game. This is just one of the ways in which you can play the game, but the object of the game is to build your map of values out of the center of the spiral. When you reach the outer layer, you will have built a path to the Soulspark playground. There are only a few rules to this game, but some people believe they're a bit complicated, so I wanted to explain them to you in a coherent manner so that you can understand. Choose your first card. We spread the cards out on a table or some surface. This allows every player to see all card symbols, all the pictures, and allows you to think about what images you identify with. So what's calling out to you right here and now. You may also select the card with your eyes closed. It's your choice. The second step, share why you chose it. So when everybody has chosen their card and is sitting down or, has been walking around and talking and sharing from their own personal perspective, we want to know why you chose it. We want you to locate the definition and share a little bit about what the card means to you, what the image means to you, what the information on the back of the card means to you, and we ask that you limit your share to about 5 minutes. 3. Choose the center card. After everyone has picked and shared their card, the group chooses which one will be placed in the center, and this is where we start exploring the shadow. This can also be done by throwing dice or by a unanimous decision employing Socratic method. And if you're using a dice, the highest roll gets to place the card down first. Each player proceeds based upon descending number of sequence. Now that's just one way to play it. Like, if you wanted to have a discussion about what the progression might be when you're looking at the shadow and how to lift the card out of the shadow, then everybody has the opportunity to share. And this is not your typical game where, like, the first person who picks a card gets to put it on the board, or the person with the highest dice roll gets to put their card on the board first and then go around. It doesn't have to be that way, because this is about the communication and engagement of all of the players in creating a story, because this is really about creating the story of resolution, resolving that shadow, or another way to look at it is to build this map of where our value metrics sit, from what the most important value and virtue and strength is to those that are connected to that most important value or strength or virtue. And how are they connected? And that's how we start exploring and building this story that is always changing and transforming and becoming more powerful and empowering everybody playing it. Okay, so the next step in this set of game rules is number 4, start in the center. The chosen card that the whole group has chosen is placed in the center between the dark and light hexagons. So it encompasses both the shadow and the light, because we're looking to shed light on the shadow of that character strength or virtue. The player may put more than one card in the center if there's more than one shadow to address. Number 5, Soul Spark Toolkit. Use the Soul Spark Toolkit wheel to discover which tools you will focus on while answering the questions on the back of the card you chose. We have a toolkit here that's up in the upper left-hand corner of this board. And there are tools that we inherently have when we are born. We have awareness, personal evaluation, first principles, intuition, being responsible, having values, having passion, having aptitude, the ability of sense-making, critical thinking, the observer view, and self-expression. So, we are here to reclaim those values through this process while playing this game, using these tools when we address the questions. 6. Interlocking hexagons. Choose your next move by connecting the hexagons, resolving the shadow while spiraling out of the center. You can do this within the light, or sometimes there might be a shadow that pops up, and so you will have a card that you put on the outer shadow pieces. Still connecting to the original shadow that you're bringing out of the shadow and into the light through the character strengths and virtues. During your turn, you may move one other card around to better fulfill the direction of the story in bringing the light into the story. Remember, we were talking about how we can always look at the shadow of each of the character strengths and virtues and ways in which we can flip that script. Let's turn that script around. If we have negative situations happening, like there's not enough humility, then we can start looking at the other character strengths and virtues here on the board and see how they can help support more humility in our daily lives. And so I'm at humility and going out to the very 7. Shadow hexagons. Okay, we were talking about this a minute ago. You may place a card on a dark hexagon. This can symbolize a few things. It can symbolize lack, the shadow, a challenge, or frustration around the opposite of the character strength and virtue that is in question. The shadow may represent an opposite response or a lack present. And then we ask the question, what cards are needed to lift this card out of the shadow? 8. Lifting the shadow. Add cards to lift the shadow out of the darkness. You can also use Phoenix cards to transform cards when shadows appear. The Phoenix cards have special qualities to each of them. They're earth, fire, water, air, spirit, and then a wild card. The Phoenix wild card can take on any of the abilities and superpowers of the other Phoenix cards. We are also looking to add wood and metal Phoenixes to this deck, and we'd love to know what you think about that. Please leave a comment below in the comment section if you have any suggestions or ideas, and we will look forward to connecting with you to expand upon that. Number 9, questions. There are 2 different levels here. So in the first level, if you are playing for personal growth and introspection by yourself or with a facilitator, have your diary available to answer the questions on the back of the cards. If you are playing with family, friends, and or co-workers, you may choose the question you wish to answer in the group. 10. Take turns. Each player takes a turn to place a card on the path. Move the cards around and watch as the paths lead to adventures out of the center of the labyrinth. So, when you're done with the card that you chose to begin with, you go back to the table to choose the next card based on the story that has started to develop and what you think would be a good strength or virtue to add to lift the shadow and bring the other strengths and virtues out within yourself and within the connections and communities that you're engaging with. For the elemental cards, add elemental cards using the superpowers of those elements to move the cards out of their identified blocks into greater empowerment and growth. You play, you grow, you win, you rock it! Hey, thank you for playing with us, and we look forward to your stories. Please share in the comments below any experiences and insight that you may have in this game development that we call SparkITude. Have a great day. Bye.